We're talking about the man, the projects, Forex shark, the blast of what is coming for the whole ecosystem that is Drip. Welcome back to the channel where we build financial power. My name is Matt, and this is
Potter.
Appreciate you sliding by. We do this every Thursday, Friday. We talk about this trippy world of DeFi, Web3, and Potter and I are documenting our journey around this trippy world. I keep learning something every week, every day, it feels like. And for a little while, at least for now, we want to shift some of the Friday shows that have typically been about Drip. We want to shift it to focusing on Forex. And of course, that means the projects and whatnot, but specifically tapping in on the man himself. Before we dive all the way into it, though, Potter, how you feeling over there?
We're still pretty sad here in Florida.
Yeah.
It was pretty gruesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But as you know, we have to say this. We're not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. As Matt said, we're documenting, our journey.
That's
so,
right.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the some of the aftermath of the hurricane that just hit Florida. We're both in Florida, by the way. It's I
don't even think they've begun to find how bad it is yet.
Yeah.
But
to everybody down there.
That's why having crypto is kind of a nice distraction. And we talked about it more on yesterday's show.
Yeah.
So if you want to see our true feelings about it, you can
Yes, tap into that. So I've sort of come out of my shell not too long ago of consuming some of the community content and some of the things that have been coming out about Drip and Animal Farm, the whole nine. I've slowly tried to start educating myself, and it was something that we mentioned here on this channel is it is impossible to 100% separate emotion. No matter how bad you think you are, you think you're the baddest person on the planet, it's impossible to separate that emotion. You are human when it comes to making money, taking that risk. But I feel it's something, this is my belief, it's operating on your higher self or your lower self. At times I operate on my lower self. I wish I could say always I'm operating on my higher self. I'm always chasing the fear. I'm always just staring down fear and whatnot, but that's not the case. But I feel myself operating on that higher self. And I'm really, really, really appreciating some of the things that I'm seeing. One of the big things is the Wiki that has been released. And Potter and we've been in this journey now for a little while, pushing a year, and we've been in quite a few different projects. And I'm appreciative of all those projects, even the rugs, because I've been able to see the benefits, the downfalls, and all that. One of the things that have always perplexed me a little bit is the litepaper's white papers. And some of them have been fantastic. Some of them have been.
Could you expand on that?
Yes.
Like, so white paper. Why would people
look at Potter? Potter's having to check me because back in the day I was having to check her, like, hey, bring it down, bring it up.
It is sweet.
Actually, you know what? You might be able to more clearly define. So a white paper is basically the rundown of what this project, crypto, NFT, whatever it may be. It is the rundown of what it is. It gives you the highlights and understanding.
So white paper is, it became a little bit more popular after Bitcoin because Bitcoin has a white paper, right? So it's more detailed.
Okay.
It gives more detailed descriptions of the architecture and understanding of what it's supposed to do. It's almost like a scientific abstract, except unlearned. Does that make sense?
It does. So then would you say that the light paper is more the bullet point highlight when the white paper is real?
That's marketing material. And what's happened is the white paper became a light paper. And now the light paper is like super light paper.
Yeah. Okay. I did always think that it was very strange that I think 100% of the light papers, white papers, whatever I saw in any project that we were getting into or I was learning about, it was a PDF. It was, I never saw an interactive version. And I was like, this is really strange. And I wasn't crapping on it, but I was like, it just seems real basic that in this world of tech, it's just a PDF. Maybe it serves the purpose. Maybe the point was to keep it simple. Long story short, I am blown away with what Forex did with this wiki. I haven't seen anything like this. Maybe it's completely common and standard, but I think what he did with this was, it's not? Okay. I think what he did with this was incredible. We're going to show it here on screen in a second, but Potter, have you thumbed through it? Have like, what do you think about it?
Well, I know what wikis are because as a technical person,
Okay.
And as a gamer, wikis are kind of your lifebread. When you're stuck in a game, you go to the wiki to find out what section, and then it gets updated and more people add images and stuff like that. It's a community-based thing. So you can create it, but it's up to the community to update it, just like Wikipedia.
Okay. Well, and see, I've always had this notion that Wikipedia pages are sort of like they're just general information that anyone can sort of crap out and put on there. So I have a bad view of what it is. I'm not a gamer and whatnot. I've only heard that at face value. So I've always looked at Wikipedia pages as not a good source of information. So the people that change the information in a Wikipedia page, obviously it's like mods, like it's vetted people that are changing.
Not necessarily. Really? What happens on a Wikipedia is that they may have it different for this site, but what happens on Wikipedia is you only trust sites that have a bibliography, right? Like at the bottom that points to the site of the statement that's being made. If it's just a general statement, then it's just somebody just made it up.
Okay, got it. Yeah, see, and I guess that's why it's always been in my head that I've never really looked at Wiki granted, I've never used Wiki that much, but I've always looked at it.
Exactly. Yeah, it's you. You're not a techie,
It's very true. Yes.
Yeah, moving you into techie world, know.
Yeah.
And what you're seeing, I like the eyes because what you said was a very, Joe guy on Main Street view of, hey, I want to learn this thing. And I'm used to going to magazines, newspapers, books, or the internet. But only thing I see on the internet are PDFs. Those don't look like detailed descriptions. So I found this wiki thing.
Yeah.
And this wiki thing isn't like what I thought wikis were. That's all you said.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and so let's dive into the actual wiki itself. So again, I think this is so incredibly done for so many reasons. I've looked through this quite a bit now, and this is the homepage. It's dripcommunity.wiki if you want to take a look. But this is the most concise overview of drip and ultimately all Forex pieces, and this feels like everything wrapped up into one in a beautiful package, to be honest with you. I actually, I sent this to a few people that were wondering about drip and they wanted to study up. And I was like, this is better than anything that I've found, to be honest. So what I love so much is, first and foremost, he has numerous different languages, which I think is just huge. I can't imagine putting this together, and maybe it's simple, it doesn't look like it, but putting all this together and then translating it into this many languages. That's a lot of work. Like that would take me 7 months to do.
Right.
But running through it, it's incredible. For drip alone, there's even a little section for news. Then you can see the latest videos that have been.
I didn't even know that. That's really nice.
Super cool. Because I mean, I think a lot of people get a lot of their news from YouTube. I mean, I think it's a main source. So, and you have Ray first and foremost. So I don't know if these are people that are sort of teamed up or vetted or what, but something was very interesting I found as I was scrolling through live charts and all that. But if you are a content creator, there's actually a place where you can, where's it at? There's a place where you can actually go submit and be like, hey, I make drip content, and sort of let them know that, and then they can feature it, which they really seem like they're covering all their bases of marketing in different ways. They're doing paid promotions and all that and using influencer marketing, which I think is genius, but they are making this so accessible to an average Joe that's like, what's a MetaMask? Like, to just be able to run through. Again, I have a friend of mine that I sent this to 2 friends the other day, and I was like, this is absolutely everything that this is even more than I could explain in one sitting. And
yeah, absolutely.
And we've gone through this, that some of the information that you've given me or I've given somebody, like there might be some
I wish
context.
I had this.
Absolutely, because there's context missed, or I forget one piece of it, or I get confused on one piece. This is just here. It's objective, and it honestly, it reminds me of the concept of. Do you know? I've always felt that a college degree is, or any sort of formal training, a trade, a certificate, or whatever. I've always felt the the bare minimum of that, the basics, is to speak a standard universal language. I believe that's what that is. So to give context, like if you're in healthcare, you know what a BMP, CBC, pleural effusion, you know what all of those are, rather than two people in healthcare trying to communicate in the hospital and be like, we need to check their salt levels in their blood. Everybody's using a universal language. So that's what I look at and see with this white paper, this wiki page. I think he did an incredible job. Sorry, I ran my mouth quite a bit.
No, it's fine. I think that what's the URL? Is it there, or is it just?
Yeah, it's dripcommunity.wiki, and I'll actually drop it. I'll drop it in the description of this video and in chat as we speak.
Yeah, well, this is in alignment with what people don't see with what Forex is doing, right?
Okay.
He's this week. Did he talk about Animal Farm? No. Did the price of AFP go down? Yes. What about drip? Down. Does he care? No.
Right.
Because he's got stuff like this that's being set up.
Yep.
He's laying the framework. You can drive by a house that's laying a frame, the house frame, and be like, ugh,
yep.
How big is that house going to be? What are you going to do with that slab? You know what I mean?
Yep.
And the person can say, well, you know what? They bring up a good point. Let me put up some windows or maybe a frame before it's ready.
Yeah.
Why? Who are those people? Spectators standing on the sidelines, shaking their heads.
Absolutely.
Right? And that's from a line from a show. I actually can do the whole.
I missed it.
I can do the whole thing. But it's huge because for October, this is going to be a huge blitz.
Yeah.
And we're going to see Animal Farm and drip. And while you see little things like this being put up in the background that are, I'm pretty sure that they are Forex endorsed, but it's hard to say officially, but the community, this is going back, to, people saying community versus a community actually doing something.
Understood.
Right.
Okay.
And the level of professional that you have involved in the drip network is usually well above the norm. They're all motivated for the thing to continue for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
They want to bring in family. And it's just not a normal community. And Forex can rest on that because in his DAO, he's got some really, really big bags. Right? And remember that all of this is a business application instance to build more things. And so when you have something like he told us, the drip UI is going to change. Right? Yeah. He gave us a preview using Animal Farm, but now you've got things like this that can also go back on it. And to your point, in how many different languages? I'm not actually, I don't want to know.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, that's highly professional. It's not normal in the DeFi space.
Okay.
And it shows why this is likely something more than just a developer doing some cool crypto stuff in a bear market with a bunch of people who are gullible. It just doesn't seem like that.
Yeah. It lends itself, I think, more credibility almost, just at face value, objectively, outsider looking in. You know nothing about Forex. You don't know about his wins, his struggles, or whatever. Like, you see this and you're just like, objectively, there's good information here as compared to beforehand when it's a lot of people were leaning on a Telegram chat, which they still can. A lot of people were leaning on just YouTube channels, which they can. But this also allows him to control the narrative much more, because seeing down here, it looks like, I don't know if you were saying this earlier. Were you saying that this was all community made, or are you saying you're not sure if Forex made this, or what?
I'm pretty sure that he didn't make it, but he more than likely had something to do with it.
It looks,
Oh, wow.
yeah, it looks like
Well,
it's him.
yeah. Well,
Maybe
I'm saying like
that's not official, but
there's
I mean,
no way that he has enough time to do anything other than bless thee. You know, that's
Hmm.
too much information.
Hmm.
If he's kicking off Animal Farm, he's building several games.
Mm-hmm.
If he's building a new UI, he's working with marketing, CFO.
Yeah.
He can't possibly do that, and especially oversee it with every language. You
Yeah.
know, so he is good enough though to say, hey, here's a framework
Mm-hmm.
that I want to see things in. Here are the forms that you fill
Sure.
out. Here's the way I want it to look this form. I want it to maintain this look and feel.
Mm-hmm.
And then he can say, hey, I have knowledge of community leaders who
Mm-hmm.
will watch over this and manage it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So that copyright just could be like, hey, we're not
Right.
going to take copyright for a drip stuff. This
Right.
is all Forex's stuff.
Sure.
And we want to give him and BB and the rest of the team credit. You know,
Sure.
you just can't
Sure.
tell because it says that.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I think it aligns itself to if it weren't true, that it wasn't endorsed by Forex in some capacity, even if
Right.
it's a soft endorsement. He's not
Yeah.
saying, guys, that's fake.
Yeah.
Because we've seen him get on AMAs of other people before and call them out.
Right. Yeah.
You know, so he's not afraid to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the things that he got pissed at with the Piston
Mm-hmm.
team, the Diamond team, and I think even Splasive and Elephant is because, well, not Elephant, but you know, they kind of took some clients based on his architecture and told him, hey, I'm going to do the same thing.
Right.
And he didn't think that was cool, you
Sure.
know, because a lot of people saw it, including myself, as calm down, dude. Like,
Stepping
we're
on
not
toes.
dating.
Mm-hmm.
But he was really seeing it as, you don't know what you're doing. And we're like, everybody else seems to be doing it, you know, but we became more informed during this bear market about, oh, that's what you were doing, you know? And so, sorry, I don't know if I ran off there.
No, you're good. You're good. Well, and I remember seeing this with some of the white papers and whatnot, and seeing the roadmap. And this is so good for, like, let's say that you've never heard of it. You just found drip only today, and you don't know anything about it. You're able to figure out the roadmap, what's happened in the past. And this really, really, I think, helps. And we've talked about that, how drip has been going for a year and a half now. And that's installed so much confidence in me. I feel like most people would install quite a bit of confidence, especially in this DeFi world. But to be able to go back and look at each individual sort of checkpoint, this roadmap and what's happened, it's cool to see. Granted, I know some of these deadlines here have been missed and all that. Sure, it's been slow, but I don't know. I just think it's really, really well done. It's just another big thumbs up from me for him, his team, the whole nine. I think it's a great look. It's a great look.
Right. In politics, this thing's called neocons. A neocon is a once liberal turned conservative. They're more highly agitated, right? Okay. How dare you betray me? Reagan was a neocon. I think you're a neo-Forex.
Neo-Forex?
Yeah, because you were like, you believed, you know, because he brought you in.
Sure.
And then you were like, you saw him letting people down. And, you know, you started folding the arms.
Sure.
Right. And now you're starting to become a neo-fool.
Okay.
You know, because he's doing the right things and you can see it for what it is. Now, this is not saying Republican Democrat is right. I'm not saying that. I'm just, it was an analogy. I study too much history, folks.
No, it makes complete sense. I'm in, and yeah, you know, without a doubt, I like to say that I'm patient with others and strict on myself. I like to say that's what I always try to do, that higher self, lower self thing. But you know, at the end of the day, I know that I'm human. But I'm happy. I'm happy that he's doing what he's doing. It's fantastic to see.
Yeah, like if this is our last show for September, right? Historically, for the markets, right? And we knew that nothing was going to happen really, for the drip ecosystem. So now this is the month. This is like, this is where a lot of people either launch their DeFi life or they go, well, shaking hands. Hey guys, it was nice meeting you. Okay, let's
see you later.
Yeah, deuces.
Exactly.
It's a huge month for Forex and all of us who are members of the drip community.
Without a doubt. Well, shout out to Forex. Shout out to your team. Shout out to what you're doing. Big thumbs up over here from both of us. Seriously. You got anything in closing?
No, just again, to the families who are mourning people during this week of tragedy. Our hearts go out to you. Stay strong.
Yep. It's corny to say, but it's accurate to say it's one day at a time. That's all you can do. Lean on the people you have. Lean on the people you have.
Important words.
Builders, keep building.
Game on.